Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop for another episode of Bop TV, baby, featuring the Wing. Okay, I got my landing gear all set up, ready to go in this one. I just want to make a couple quick mods. Okay, I'm going to cut these lugs off here. These are for the outboard wing pylon. We ain't gonna have no outboard wing pylon no more. I got them inside ones to hang the drop tanks on. Oh yeah, we're gonna paint them bad boys silver. And as soon as I get some cloth, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lighten up your wing tank, them drop tanks a little bit. But I gotta get some more 10-ounce cloth. And I'm going to cut your fins off. I'm going to save your fins because they're good. But I want to line up a lighter set of drop tanks. I know how to do it now. And but I got to get some more cloth first. Okay, but what I want to do. Got the gear doors all set and ready to go. I want to paint them separate because so I can paint this white again afterwards. I'll tape all this off and shoot all this white after we get the silver on. Okay, because it's easier to tape off that than on the inside of all this. And so I'll do that afterwards. And I want to take this air cylinder off because that's getting a servo now. And we're going to have a couple extra servos, I believe, because we ain't got all them air valves now. So all I want to use... Who's got a dogs? Hey, this is my paint cut. You get your toys. That's mine. That's mine. There, this was yours. Go get that one. Okay, where was I? I got to take these air cylinders off. Another thing I'm going to do, Joe, you ought to do this too. Okay, I get my gear mounted. Once everything's mounted, you know, I had a piece of wood on here for a shim. Just throw one. But once you get your gear mounted and you're done, you know, I made me a wooden shim that just fit that perfect. Okay, then I glued that on with rubber glue. Okay, like your shoe glue and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of shock absorbing. Then I drilled some holes, lifted up, took the wheels off, drilled holes that way, so I wouldn't miss my strut kind of deal, you know. And then I'll come back in here with some screws and tighten them up. But one thing I didn't like, when you tighten up the screws, the glass kind of sinks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of 1/4-inch plywood. I'm going to cut that foam out about the size I got there, and I'm going to glue in a piece of wood, because I had wood there anyway for the shim. And get rid of that foam so we can tighten up them bolts and it won't squish or skin. Alright? But you about got to get it on there and find out where you're going to mount it. Tack it on there kind of somehow, then drill your holes. Or drill your holes in your strut first and use them for a guide. As you can see, here's a pretty good chunk of wood glued on there, but I got them drilled and tapped, so they're screwed also. You know what I mean? So there's a pretty good chunk of wood on there. We don't want them falling off, man. That'd be tough. Okay. Taking this air cylinder off, because we're going to put a servo right here. Let's see, Ollie, I got going to have some extra servos I should from, so we won't have to buy any, I don't think. Get in there. Let me get that off. This was a great idea right here, doubling up on these hinges to keep them from breaking. Then I'm gonna go ahead and patch this hole here, because that's actually where the servo is going to go. There's room on the inside, but I want the arm going up and down. Seeing when the door is closed, I want my arm like that, all the way like that, so it's not putting a load on the servo, you know, draining the battery while you're in flight. See, because if you put with the door closed, if you got the arm here in the middle, you know it's going to want to pull that down, and it'll bind up that servo and it'll draw current. But if you get that arm all the way up, it won't pull on the servo. You know what I mean? But that's kind of my theory anyway. It's so light that, you know, it's not very heavy, so there won't be much of a load on it. But still, that's what I want to do. And there ain't gonna be no airlines. There ain't gonna be no airlines going into this wing, Ollie, except for the brake. Be a lot easier to put that wing on. We might be able to do it without taking the turbine out. You know, I think DreamWorks got them plugs, you know, like a, you know, 6 or 8 wire plug. If I'm not mistaken, I might have to look. But we might think about getting one of them and then make these connections really easy to where a guy might not have to take the wing off, you know what I mean? Or take the turbine out to take the wing off. Because that was the problem before, is hooking up all them airlines. We're still going to have the bolts to deal with, the wing bolts. And I want to take your, I'm going to reposition them bulkheads so we can go a little bit farther forward. We want to make the pipe the exact length as the one you had before. Even though your other one could have been a little bit shorter, I'm going to redo your motor mount so we can go 2 inches forward. Then that pipe will be perfect. It'll be perfect the length. But I'm thinking we might have to have a longer pipe. Or fatter pipe. I mean, if you need me to measure that pipe again, I will. Sitting right over there. Okay. Start pencil. Just mark that. Yeah, especially if we put the servo this way, we'll have plenty of room. It'll work. It'll work. A little bit too bad. Nice tight plug. Stand this up and fill it. Bam, some instant CA. That's a done deal. See, I'm going to take a servo with some aluminum brackets and mount it right there inside the way of the wheel. And let's just check the clearance before I get too happy here. What's wrong here? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's a poo-poo room there. Bunch of room. But I got these mounted on there last night. On this gear. See? Just drilled and tapped into that block, and because it's a little bit more leverage. I went 1/8 longer on these. Figured, hey, can it hurt? As long as the gear door shuts. Bam, beautiful. Good to go. Okay. Dremel. Cut these lugs off. shoot, I cut off the wrong ones. No, I didn't. Trixie, stay away from that hot metal. Yeah, I can see I went a little deep so I can see that spot no more. Well guys, I'm ready to get this one sanded. I'm going to get them both sanded tonight. I'm trying to get everything sanded tonight. I'm sanded this side. This is sand day. Not Sunday, sand day. And I'm going to work on this sand and do what little bit of filling I got. Then I'm just going to prime them one at a time and get these things done. Get the panel lines on them, get it painted. Jason's got my stickers done, or my paint mask. He's supposed to get them off to me today. My buddy Jason at River City Graphics is doing all the paint masks for this, guys. If anyone needs any paint masking, bam, he's your man. Joe's got 4 Thunder Chiefs, Jason, and he's going to need some graphics done. And he's doing a Thunderbird. And so he's going to be on you for a set of these. So, but I think he's doing his with flight metal probably. And then Thunderbird it. But we're going to keep on trucking. I'm going to get this.